Good morning to you. It is the first Tuesday of 2025. Thank you for stopping by and watching Virginia this morning. With the start of a new year, we will continue to bring you the very best of what Central Virginia has to offer each and every weekday morning, 9 to 10 a.m. right here on CBS 6. I'm Bill Bevins.
I'm Amy Lacey. We are already on day 7 of the new year. The saying's true that time flies when you are having fun. We certainly do here every morning here on Virginia This Morning, spending time with you, our friends and valued viewers of the show. That being said, we were not here yesterday because of everything that was going on outside.
So between the holidays and the snow day, what day is it anyway? So, and still not back to regular because, you know, we got
that in the city. Kids are not in school, so a lot of families have
dealing
kids
with
home
that
today.
So, but when I was driving in this morning, the ice, the kind of white lace on the trees was very pretty. If you could glance up from concentrating on the road. Yeah, and that was pretty. And then I got here, and I told you back in the office, the most dangerous part of my commute in this morning was walking across the parking lot.
It always is. There's just something about that. You have to take those very, very timid steps.
15-minute drive in, 10 minutes to get across the parking lot.
There you go. But you know what? We are glad that we are on the up and up.
Yep.
And we're getting answers about the water situation, and we are going to be 85 degrees before we know it. That's what I'm thinking. Put it out there.
Turn up the heat.
Turn up the heat. Yesterday, the first snow of 2025 caused school and business cancellations, and the roads were treacherous. Today, the main issue still is the roads. They're very slick in some places. Before we start our morning preview, we want to first turn our attention to the road conditions, and we send it over to CBS 6 traffic reporter and Virginia This Morning contributor, Kristen Lors. Hey, Kristen.
Hey, good morning. You're right. We missed you yesterday.
Yeah.
We were on air for such an extended period of time. We would have loved to seen your faces. I'm sure everyone was tired of seeing us.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Appreciate it. Well, let me get to the roadways and show you what's happening out there. We are still seeing some pretty serious problems, even at this hour, just before the 9 o'clock hour. I want to start with what's wrapping up and what's clearing. This is south of the Bryant Park interchange, 95 at Arthur Ashe Boulevard, the southbound side. You can see that right shoulder there. We still have some crews off to the side. At one point, we were losing travel lanes, creating a little bit of a backup into the Bryant Park interchange, but you can see those delays are clearing. Now, this is a little tricky. It looks like we're seeing the ramp closure from Richmond into the Chesterfield area. Commerce Road, Bells Road, onto the exit ramp, 95 southbound. That will be closed, and crews are out there right now. It's a little tough to see. It's such a wide shot here, but once they zoom in, there are flashing lights on scene, and they are completely blocking that south exit ramp. We are in Prince George, our last camera view, 95 at Route 301. That's mile marker and exit 45, that's South Crater Road. An early morning multi-vehicle crash also involving a tractor trailer. At one point, all southbound travel lanes were closed. They have reopened that portion of the roadway. Any crews that you may see would be well off to the right side of the roadway. This is what it looks like from Bells Road onto Interstate 95 southbound. The purple on our screen indicates a complete closure with the south exit ramp that's blocked there. You may need to continue along Commerce Road or hop over to Route 1, and that could be an alternate for you. Out in the Powhatan area, pretty messy right now. I'm keeping an eye on this. It looks like Route 60, that's Anderson Highway, closed close to Jude's Ferry Road. If you're familiar with the area, that's where the high school is. And with the road closure in place, power lines across the roadway, Batterson Road, just off Route 60, pretty close to Irvine Road. Now you see the icons below that. We're dealing with debris in the roadway. As Bill had mentioned, it was really beautiful seeing all of those trees with the white stuff on it, but it was getting pretty heavy once some of that freezing rain sleet came down, and some of the debris and the limbs all across the roadway, especially here purple again. We're seeing that closure. This is Genito Road, pretty close to Dorset Road. I'll send it back to you.
Well, the beauty of this show is that we have the opportunity to showcase all kinds of things. The serious, like the road conditions, and then we also can include live music from jazz to R&B to country to rock and roll. We've covered all of the genres here on Virginia This Morning. And today the Folly makes their debut on our live show. They will perform a few selections, but now you're listening to a live preview.
Sounded
Nice.
good. Interesting instrumentation.
I love it.
A fiddle. Is it a fiddle or a violin? It's a fiddle. Alto sax, trombone, guitars, and drums.
A little bit of everything today. We're going to have some fun
Wait
with
to hear
that.
some more. All right, folks, if you are a fan of fly fishing, you know you can catch everything from trout in the mountains to redfish in the Chesapeake Bay. Coming up a little bit later, we'll reel in some great information and tell you all about the, listen to this, 2024 Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival.
That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, we do want to get a check-in with CBS 6 meteorologist Julie Watkins, who's in for Tom Pat in the next few days. Hey, Julie, are we finally done with that disruptive four-letter word? You know, it starts
yeah,
with
the S word.
The S word.
Bill has to say it at one point. Bill, just say it. Just say it. It happened.
No, I'm not.
He's not going to do it.
Think you're going to jinx it or something? You think another
The word that
snowstorm's
comes
gonna
out
come?
might not be TV.
Be the wrong one, right? Yeah. All right, but we are done with the precip. So that has exited the area, but in its wake, we are left with some very cold air. So it is frigid out there, and it's going to stay that way for the duration of today. Temperatures have been really slow to rise over the last hour or so. We're still in the mid-20s for Ashland, Richmond, Petersburg 27, lower 20s as we get north and west of Richmond, but it's feeling like the teens with that wind persisting out of the northwest. It is going to be a breezy afternoon. We have to wait until sometime tomorrow before the winds really begin to relax out there. So highs today, we anticipate them in the mid to upper 30s, slightly warmer than yesterday, but again, when we factor in the wind, it's just going to feel as cold as it was yesterday. And then as we go into tonight, it's going to be even colder than what we saw earlier this morning. So those temperatures are just going to plummet, and quite quickly through the evening and overnight period. So that's going to put a lot of us in the teens as we're waking up tomorrow morning. In fact, look at that low or sub-freezing temperatures for Norfolk, Williamsburg, waking up with a temperature of 14 degrees. And Wednesday afternoon, again, it's definitely not going to be a warm one, stuck in the 30s, well below our average for this time of year. By Thursday morning, still in the teens, but it's a feels like temperature. This is your major weather story. This is what you need to pay attention to when you are trying to prepare on how you're going to dress for the afternoon. So definitely dress accordingly, and it's looking like we'll be feeling like the 20s for the duration of today, and then feeling like the teens going into tomorrow morning. So right around 14 for Louisa. We are clear, we are dry, and that's how we're going to stay for the duration of the work week. Not a whole lot happening across much of the country, just cold no matter where you go. Hour by hour indicating that plenty of sunshine for today. Tonight, clear skies, but then we've got some clouds that will push into the area through the day on Wednesday, but not amounting to all that much. And then it will exit again for Thursday. So mostly sunny and frigid out there with that wind out of the northwest, right around 15 to 20 miles an hour. And it's looking like as we go into tonight, that's going to be our overnight low, 13 degrees, clear, just freezing cold. I call it numbingly cold. You're going to feel it kind of smack you in the face as you walk out tomorrow morning. So looking at the next 7 days, we've got temperatures staying right around freezing for the duration, pretty much stuck in the 30s from Friday into Saturday. Now Friday night, we've got another system that's going to be moving in from the south, and that could give us a mixture of some snow, maybe a little bit of rain before it winds down through the afternoon on Saturday. So looking at that temperature, 35. 60% of us will experience that, so we could see snowfall accumulations, but keep it tuned here. I know Zach's going to have the timeline on that and talk about more of the totals as we get closer to that day. But otherwise, just bundle up out there. It is a cold work week. Virginia This Morning officially starts in 60 seconds.
Good morning to you. It is Tuesday, January 7th. The wait is over. The area's only live, local talk and entertainment show Virginia This Morning is officially started. I'm Amy Lacey, of course, here with Mr. Bill Bevins. Hey, Mr. B.
Good morning to Amy. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining us. And we want to remind you that we're very grateful that you got lots of choices.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you joining us in the 9 to 10 a.m. hour is when we all get a chance to connect and share maybe some helpful information, some good topics, and even some great music. We've got a packed show, so let's get things started for your Tuesday. Tuesday, yeah.
It is Tuesday. It's hard to know, especially since kids are still off from school, and they have been for a while. All of our calendars are a little bit awry at this point.
Yep.
Normally on Tuesdays, because it is Tuesday, we mention it's Smooth Day Tuesday, although we hope that your day will be a smooth one. We know the roads are slick. We don't want to have a slick day Tuesday. Let's send it over to CBS 6 traffic reporter and Virginia This Morning contributor Kristen Lors, who has the latest on the surrounding road conditions. Hey, Kristen, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Amy. Good morning, Bill. Yeah, things have been a little tricky. That black ice can sneak up on you with that refreeze overnight, those low temperatures. All right, this is a shot from outside from 5-1. It's a little tough to see, but we are dealing with a ramp closure from Bells Road, Commerce Road. The south exit ramp to Interstate 95 southbound will be closed. Let me try to point out some flashing lights. You can kind of gather what's going on. They're really all over. It's just such a wide shot of what's happening, and that would be the ramp that's blocked through the area, so crews are on scene. Now, VDOT, of course, sending important updates. Icy conditions are most likely on all of our bridges. Our ramps, overpasses, those freeze first as the air is circulating around them and it's freezing that portion of the roadway, so please be careful there. Now, they are treating roadways with sand, also with traction, sand and salt. Salt to melt the ice, sand for traction, so hopefully that reduces the icing and improves the traction out there. Now, if you have to travel, we have seen a lot of vehicles out on our roadways despite schools being out. We do have people that need to get to work, so just make sure that you're allowing extra time. This morning it took me about time and a half. I've heard people tripling their time to get to work. This crash, this was a pretty serious wreck at about 4 o'clock this morning. We were seeing all southbound travel lanes closed in Prince George County. Crash cleanup continues. It was a multi-vehicle wreck. It was involving a tractor trailer. With everything now moved off to the right side of the roadway, travel lanes have reopened. You'll now have access to the ramp, exit 45, that's South Crater Road, Route 301. Stalled vehicle here, please watch out for this. This is brand new, Interstate 85 southbound at about Route 1, that's Boynton Plank Road. So we will have our emergency vehicles on the way, including a VDOT safety truck. In the downtown area, we're wrapping things up just south of the Bryan Park interchange. A crash, Interstate 95 southbound, about mile marker 78. So putting it pretty close to Arthur Ashe Boulevard as you're making your way into the downtown area. Things are looking a little better. This wreck I'm keeping an eye on from Goochland into Henrico's West End. Take a look at the delays here. You can see that as the color changes from green. We are still seeing that 64 eastbound about mile marker 176 here. So that's after the Route 288 ramp. Maybe you're making your way into the short pump area just before the Interstate 295 ramp there. And that's about all we have. Looks like some of our downtown areas are clearing up a little bit better. Pear Street just about wrapped up at Main Street, that crash. Back to you.
Welcome back to our live show. Today's musical guests have performed in all kinds of local festivals all around Richmond, including the Carytown Watermelon Festival and Dominion River Rock, just to name a few, making their debut on our live show. This is The Folly performing their new song, You, Me, Everyone. Folks, take it away. right, once again, that is the group The Folly, and we're glad to have them on our live show again this morning. And they are going to hang out with us in the studio and perform another song later on in today's show. Virginia This Morning returns in less than 3 minutes.
Welcome back to our live Tuesday morning show. Yesterday was a very special day for one of our valued viewers.
Wow.
Maria Thomas of Chesterfield just celebrated her 105th birthday. Yay! She loves starting her day by watching Virginia This Morning, and we love having you with us. She also enjoys playing bingo, doing word searches, and cooking. We hope that you plan to celebrate all month long.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Ms. Thomas has a big old family, a big loving family that helped her mark this special occasion. She has 6 kids, 21 grandchildren, over 40 great-grandchildren. A big thank you to her grandson, Andrew, for sharing these great photos with us. Happy 105th birthday. It's amazing.
This segment is sponsored by Mr. Fix-It.
Most people don't realize how important gutter protection is to their home. Here to tell us all about the benefits of Gutter Helmet is our friend Mark Benstock, owner of Mr. Fix-It. Good to see you again. Yeah. Welcome back. We have talked about this in the past, but I want to kind of drive home the fact that safety for you and your home, but mostly for you, is step one in Gutter Helmet.
Yeah, we've lost count of how many customers have shared with us all those tragic stories about somebody falling and around the house, getting up on that ladder and, you know, getting injured badly. Gutter helmets, one of the gutters are necessary evil for a house. You have to have the gutters. You've got to be able to get during those heavy rains, even the light rains, get that water controlled and away from the home to help protect the home, protect the landscaping, all that stuff, you know, keep the critters away. Yep. But the necessary step is to have gutter guards on the home that work 24/7, 365. And the cheap Gazmos and filters and things like that that are out there, they're not that long-term successful product. Gutter Helmet is. Gutter Helmet has a lifetime performance warranty. I've had it on my house for crazy years, whether it's a heavy snow that can sit on top or whether it's in the fall, all the leaves falling, or in the springtime, those thunderstorms. Gutter Helmet's going to be there. And again, when we say triple lifetime warranty, it's because it's a material warranty, it's a performance warranty, and it's transferable. So if you go to sell your house, you transfer it to somebody else. So makes it good.
We've talked in the past of, you know, it's not something you see from the street when the house is for sale.
Right.
But if you tell people that are interested in your house that Gutter Helmet is up there, and if they know, or if you have to tell them the story, then that makes a huge difference, because then you're not up on the ladder again or paying someone to get on the ladder.
Exactly right. So you don't have to worry about being stressed out of, uh-oh, the gutters are clogged again. Do it. If you like to golf, you never have to worry about cleaning your gutters again, but just get out there and have fun on the weekends.
All right, you have a special offer for us right now, because it is special. So tell us about that.
Right now, no payments, no interest for 12 months, or even some folks say, hey, I just want a tiny monthly payment, so $75 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gutter Helmet has been around for a long time. I know you've been doing it, you said, in your house for years and years. And the people that have it installed are so happy with it. We just had a situation at our house where the gutters were fine, everything's working good, but we needed to get that little attachment that goes on to, again, get the water further away from the house, because we have a basement. Right. So getting that water away from the house is essential. It obviously, if you got clogged gutters, it's going to cause problems up in the air and on the ground.
Well, you're right, and that's what we bring to the table. We're celebrating our 54th year in business, so we are experts at this, and we're going to come out free of charge to do an evaluation, and we'll make recommendations. We might say, hey, you know that downspout right there, it needs to be a little bit larger sized, or hey, there's one that we need to add another one, and this one we need to make a little extension like you're talking about, and get it a further, because we're taking a look about the lay of the land and how the water flows when it rains heavy. Is it flowing towards the house, away from the house? So we'll make those recommendations and give, you know, free advice on how to protect your home.
It makes a huge difference, and Gutter Helmet works. I don't think we said that It works, folks.
That's right.
Thank you so much for coming in and filling us in on this. All right, and folks, those leaves are starting to fall, so here's a special offer just for you. Mr. Fix-It is offering no interest and no payments for 24 months, plus enjoy $300 off your gutter helmet project. The Mr. Fix-It showroom is located at 10,189 Maple Leaf Court in Ashland, Virginia. Give them a call, 804-726-8006, or visit MrFixItVA.com. And stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Welcome back. Thank you for spending a part of your Tuesday morning here with us on Virginia This Morning. Today's featured musical guests enjoy performing together at festivals here in the Richmond area. Earlier, they performed their new song, You, Me, Everyone. Now they're here to share the selection, Ninja Cactus. This is The Folly. Ninja Cactus by the Richmond-based band The Folly. Thank you all for coming in today. We wish you continued success. We had all the instruments today. It was so much fun. Before we head to break, here's a fun event that you might want to put on your calendar later this week.
This segment is sponsored by the 24th Annual Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival.
We have a great opportunity to meet all kinds of people and hear about fun and informative events. The Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival is coming up, and we're all invited. Bo Beasley is the festival director, joins us again this morning. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
All right, so fly fishing, I'm thinking college professor, tweed jacket, patch on the elbow, and
a pipe.
And a
right?
pipe, yeah, smoking a pipe and throwing the fly fish in a mountain stream somewhere. Is that even close to accurate?
No, I mean,
you're not a college professor.
No, I'm not a college professor, and I don't smoke a pipe either.
Okay, good.
No, that was probably an accurate depiction maybe 50 years ago. But fly anglers now come in all shapes and sizes, all colors, both sexes. And it's for anyone that's interested in being in the outdoors and wants to take on a challenge. We have everything from teenage fly anglers who are really into tying flies to Marines with tattoos that are really into casting for distance, and everything in between. You have a lot of female anglers, so there's no real, if somebody said, what's a fly angler look like? Well, just like an average person.
Yeah, anybody, yeah. It's interesting to me because, I grew up in Virginia, and, we would go to the river, as they say, bottom fishing, and, at home in the creek, you'd have a bob on the,
Sure.
you do that. Fly fishing, to me, I have that old picture in there, and I'm thinking, that looks too complicated, too difficult, and obviously, I'm not the type. It's not that complicated.
No, it's not.
But you do have to learn. It has
Yeah, it's like anything else. I'll be honest. When I got into fly fishing, I'm a retired Fairfax County firefighter and paramedic, and I met someone who took me under their wing. I thought exactly the same thing, and he said, "No, it's not that hard. Let me show you." And it's like anything else, whether it's being a broadcaster or a plumber or an airline pilot. You just need somebody to teach you the basics. The difference between fly fishing and traditional fishing, whether it's with a bait or a lure, is in traditional fishing, you throw a lure or a bait and it pulls the line out. And in fly fishing, it's exactly the opposite. In fly fishing, you throw a weighted line and it takes the pattern out. So it's exactly the reverse. And you typically need as much space behind you as you do that you're going forward.
Okay.
So I tell people that the easiest way to explain it is fly fishing is to traditional fishing what archery is to hunting. It's not any better, it's just a different style.
Yeah. You mentioned that a lot of women are getting into that, and I can see that now because to me it looks like it's all finesse.
It is. Women make excellent fly anglers for two reasons. Number one, they listen. Right? They listen when you give them some instruction. Right.
Yeah.
And they don't suffer from the fact that, well, if I just push it harder, it's going to go further. No, they listen to what you tell them, and they go, oh, well, this is not all that hard.
It's the same thing with baseball. You're trying to kill the ball.
Right.
Just try to hit it.
Right. And all you need to do is just follow through. Fly fishing is the same way. You just need to follow through with the cast. We actually have a special program called Beyond the Cast, which is a symposium just for women, taught by women instructors, women from the USA Fly Fishing team. And it's a one-day class that runs in concert with our festival. And we have women, I saw the ticket yesterday, we have women coming from as far away as Klamath, Washington.
Wow.
And Scarborough, Maine.
Nice.
So it's not hard. It's just a matter of being in the right environment and learning from other people that want to share their passion. There's only two kinds of people in fly fishing: people that show their knowledge and people that share their knowledge.
Nice.
And we're the people that like to share our knowledge.
We're almost out of time. We're in Virginia. Can we fly fish? Because I'm thinking the mountains.
You can fly fish anywhere. I've done a lot of fly fishing in the James River.
Really?
Yeah, you fly fish for smallmouth bass, fly fish for stripers, fly fish for shad. I know people that catfish with a fly rod.
Nice.
Yeah, in the James River. So any body of water, and most people get shocked, there's a lot of fly fishing in the Chesapeake Bay. So you fly fish for redfish, fly fish for stripers, fly fish for speckled trout, fly fish for black drum. So you can fly fish for just about anything.
All right, tell us about the event, because it's a wine festival and fly fishing.
Yeah, so it's the Virginia.
Sounds great to me.
It's our 24th annual Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival. We'll have about 95 vendors there. The overwhelming majority will be lodges and guides and outfitters and fly fishing manufacturers, but we'll also have 10 wineries, 3 distilleries, and 1 craft brewery. Brewery. It'll be held from 10 until 6 on Friday, January 10th, and 9 to 5. January 11th, which is a Saturday. It's held at the Meadow Event Park, our good friends
Close
there.
by.
We have it at the State Farm Bureau building. It's all inside. It's completely indoors.
Yeah.
So we rent the entire facility.
I was gonna say, having this in January, how can you do that?
Yeah, it's
indoors.
great. It's all indoors. We have our own casting pond where you can cast fly rods inside, fly tires. There's all kinds of specialty classes you can take.
We didn't have enough time, but you brought some actual lures here that people made.
Yeah.
How hard is that to do?
It's not hard at all. These 4 patterns are actually created by Virginians. The fly you're holding up now was actually created in Richmond. My friend Tommy Mattioli.
It looks familiar.
Tommy Mattioli tied that fly, and it's called a Tommy's Torpedo, and it's specifically for shad. They're used for shad fishing in the James River or other rivers where shad migration had. The other patterns were also created in Virginia. This pattern there is a waltz popper. It's called a popper because when you pull it on the surface of the water, it goes pop, 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 and the fish can hear it and come up and they think it's some type of insect or a beetle or a grasshopper. The other 2 patterns were created by a guy named Chuck Kraft. This is a crayfish pattern, and a lot of flies are not made to look like flies. They're made to look like something else. In this case, it's made to look like an olive-colored crayfish, and the James River is loaded with crayfish, and smallmouth bass really like crayfish. The last pattern is called a Crelex.
It looks like a disco fly.
It is created to look like a little bait fish. So it's turned this way, and when you pull it through the water, it moves like this, and it looks like a little bait fish, and that's called a Crelex. And again, it was invented by a famous Virginia guy called Chuck Kraft. And all of these flies and flies like that will be tied at the festival, and you can come learn about Virginia history and where you can fly fish in Virginia and the Mid-Atlantic. Our attendees actually come from as far away north as Syracuse, New York, and from as far south as Atlanta, Georgia. So the people are driving 8 or 9 hours one way to come here. They want to have fun.
20 minutes from here.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes. If you live in Richmond, it's 20 minutes away. Yeah.
All right. Great event. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Well, we look forward to inviting the people from across Virginia and your viewing audience to the Fly Fishing Festival
and wine Festival.
Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival, 24th annual.
The Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival is January 10th and January 11th, happening at 13191 Dawn Boulevard. You know where that is. That's right there in Doswell, Virginia. Admission is $20. Tastings are included for those who are 21 and over. For more information, here's the number, 703-402-8338. Visit vaflyfishingfestival.org. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook at vaflyfishingfestival.org.
Such a great time there. And here's a special offer that's off the hook for you. This is for Virginia This Morning viewers. When you purchase tickets, use the code VA Morning and receive a $5 off coupon. Stay with us. We have more Virginia This Morning. Thanks for sticking with us here on Virginia This Morning. This next guest is a dynamic speaker who wants to help women overcome the lies that are fueling unhealthy perfectionism and the inability to say no, both personally and professionally. Our Evan Armour spoke to her about the 3 lies women are told, and here's what she had to say.
Navigating the workplace can be a challenge. That's why Chantel Preston is on a mission to help women overcome the lies fueling unhealthy perfectionism and the inability to say no. She's the founder and CEO of Preston Partners, and she's here with us now to outline her list of the 3 biggest lies women are often told in the workplace, using her life as a reference.
So a lot of it's my own personal experience, to be honest. You know, there was things like when I was younger that I was taught that I realized really developed my values and how I thought about life and the things that I did. And some of them were positive and some of them were negative. Well, as I continued to grow, I always talk to other women as, what are the things that are holding you back, or what causes you to not take those risks? And I realized a lot of them were the same lies that I was telling myself. And so I realized if we could reframe these lies, would we excel? Would it help us really professionally, personally achieve our goals?
So the first one here is you can have it all. Tell us about that.
I love that one. I mean, we've all heard in our lives, you can have it all. I think as kids, we wanted the white picket fence, the perfect family, the perfect, career. We all strive to have it all moment. What I realize is you can't really have it all, or at least not in my experience. You can have it all, but just not at the same time. And that's okay, because like life, everything ebbs and flows. So it may be great in your professional life, but your personal life may have some challenges, or vice versa. So I really got to the point of focusing on what I call the win technique. What's important right now? I think we all go through phases of life. I mean, I have children, sometimes I have a lot of availability and other times I don't. How does that impact my professional? So I think it's really important for us to look at what's important right now. And as we progress, really evaluate often what's important right now and how do I need to adjust what have it all for where I am in that part of my life.
I love this next one because I feel like this is one that I've heard so much too. You have to say yes to everything.
Yes, I think a lot of us were taught as children, don't question authority, so just say yes. And I think women, our innate is just we want to help and we want to do everything and we think we can. It's okay to say no. And I've learned, I had to put boundaries around. I was the worst of people would ask it, no problem, I can do it, even if I was drowning. We've all been in situations where we get shamed by other parents. Oh, be the PTA, be on the PTA, be the room mom. And I always raise my hand. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm drowning. So it's okay to say no. And what I've tried to do tangibly is, I take a step back instead of saying yes initially, is I just say, let me check my schedule. Let me look at my schedule and make sure I can have time to do what I need to do for you. And I also changed my mindset that my no is someone else's opportunity. And I used to think I had to do it all. But if I'm saying no because I know I can't do it or spend the time, then that's an opportunity for someone else. And so that's reframing that. So reframing it to, I'm going to say yes to the things that are healthy for me and help me achieve my goals.
The third one, this one, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this one. You can't show emotions in business.
This is my favorite. And I got a great example that actually happened yesterday. Women we're either you're too weak, you're too emotional, you're making emotional decisions, or we're too aggressive. I mean, there's no in between. I suppressed all of my emotions early on in my career. I felt like if I wasn't just, standoffish, very dictator-like, I wouldn't gain respect. And I realized throughout my career, that wasn't me. I'm a very vulnerable, very transparent person. I'm very empathetic. And as I grew as a leader, I realized that that's how I got the most out of my teams, by them understanding that I also make mistakes. I also am vulnerable with them. It built trust. It built collaboration. It built so many things that it made my teams and my employees and the people around me want to do better and want to be a part of my team because they knew I was human. And I think it's important for us women, we have great innate traits. We are compassionate, we're empathetic, and people say, don't do that. Why not? That's what, if you look at statistics today, that's what makes people a good leader. I had a great example yesterday. I got an email from a gentleman that I've never had this in my entire life, said I was mean and condescending. And it was fascinating because I was very direct with our conversation and was challenging him on some things. The fact that he sent me a message saying I was mean, I thought, would you have said that to a man? Right? And I've never been called that. And again, you start to question yourself. Did I do that? And then I realized, no, I was exactly how I always am. I was direct. He just didn't like me pushing back. And so again, I think it's important for us to be who we are, because that's what's going to make us the great leaders that we want to be.
Such an important conversation there for the new year. Aside from the snow and ice, today's other top story is Richmond's water crisis that happened yesterday as a result of the winter storm. Many homes and businesses have been affected, one of which is the Richmond International Airport. Right now, let's send it out to CBS 6 reporter Caroline Colburn, who is there this morning. Good morning, Caroline.
Well, good morning. I can tell you the big issue. Let's start first with the bathroom situation here at RIC. So right now, throughout the morning, we've seen plenty of people coming in and out of this bathroom. We're told they obviously can't flush currently, and now for the first time, there is caution tape up letting people know the bathrooms here at RIC are closed. So next, people coming off their flight, we've been asking them and talking to them, and they're telling us they haven't been told that the bathrooms here aren't working, that there's not running water. So a lot of them maybe have a drive back to their destination. They waited all their 2-hour or so flight to use the bathroom, aren't able to do so. Next, we walk you to the Ironclad Coffee. So they're only able to sell prepackaged goods right now. So bottled drinks, prepackaged pastries. They can't brew any coffee, any tea, anything like that currently because of the water situation. And finally, the other restaurants here at the airport are currently closed because of the water situation. So Applebee's currently closed, just employees in there sweeping. Now, you may be wondering, what about the employees who work here? We did just hear from Troy Bell with RIC that they've ordered porta potties. At this time, they're still evaluating the situation, working with their local county providers, trying to get the situation resolved as quickly as possible. But right now, it seems like it's just a waiting game, and they're trying to evaluate how this impacts flights. We're told right now no flights have been impacted, that people are still able to make their flights, just again, can't use the bathroom, can't really get food unless it's prepackaged at the airport, and a big question mark as to how long this will last right now. But for now, live at Richmond International Airport, I'm Caroline Colburn, CBS 6 News.
Big old thank you for coming back from the break and sticking with us as we wrap up today's show. Thank you to all our guests today, and most importantly, thank you for watching.
Today we had a great mix of a little bit of everything. We got the information that folks need to know with the weather and what's happening with the water situation, traffic, but then, you know, we also had that entertainment, the Folly. I'm still kind of bopping my head from everything. They were a lot of fun. I hope that they come back soon. Our live show returns tomorrow. We do hope to see you starting at 8:56 a.m. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others. Have a great day. Stay safe on the roads. We'll have the latest tomorrow on Virginia This Morning.
If you live in the county, you could offer your shower to a city friend.
That would be a nice thing to do. My goodness, it's a really hard day, but we're getting answers.
Have a great day.
8 News at noon.